Hey guys, it's Melanie. Today, I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to share with you something, a little bit of what I shared in my little community group. We talked about goals last week because, it's January 9th. How are your New Year's resolutions going? How are your goals going? I know a lot of people, have goals set out for themselves for the beginning of the year to, maybe I'm going to get a new job or I'm going to save up X amount of money. Hey, Lily, how you doing? Maybe you're going to lose weight or start a new relationship or go back to school. And the thing of it is, those are all great goals, but how are you going to get there? You have to have, how are you going to build a house? You need a foundation. You need that stability there to build the house and the walls and the roof and all that other stuff to go inside of it, or it's just going to fall. So you have to have SMART goals. So what does that mean? Okay, so first of all, you have to have that foundation. You have to set up a plan and map it out. You need a GPS so you know how you're going to get from here to there. Whether it be something that you're taking long term from now, by the end of the year, I want to have X amount of this, or maybe in 3 months, I want to have this. In my group, I taught them that it was, take it small chunks at a time. Take out 90 days, figure out in those 90 days, this is what I want to accomplish. What do I need to do over those 3 months, on the monthly? What do I need to do weekly, daily, hourly, whatever it is, break it down into a SMART goal. What's a SMART goal? A SMART goal means it's a specific goal. You are clear on what the goal is, not just, and I hear this all the time because obviously what do I work in? I want to improve my health. I love it. Tell me more. How do you want to improve your health? Do you want to get off of medication? Do you want to not have to sleep with a CPAP anymore? What is it? I want to get a new job. What kind of job are you looking for? Specific. You can't just, it's very hey, I want to put new carpeting in my house. If you're going to do that, you're obviously going to have to find something that matches your walls, or you have to paint your walls. You have to map it out. You have to be specific with what exactly it is you want. The who, the what, the when, the where, and the most important, the why. If you don't know why you're doing something, it's not going to get done. It really isn't. You have to have some sort of reasoning behind it and be specific about it. That's the S. The M is measurable. Make sure you're setting goals that you can measure, that are measurable, that here's where I want to be in X amount of days. This is how I can keep track and how I'm going to get there. Obviously, if you're saving for something, if you're anything like me, you kind of figure out this is how much I need. This is how much I have to save up over this time. So maybe every payday, I'm going to put aside this much. I'm going to bring this story into it. I wanted this scooter. And if my dad watches this, he'll know exactly what scooter I was talking about. At Venture, when I was in 5th grade. And I had a paper route. And for every paper I delivered, I think I got 2 cents, whatever it was. So I figured out this is how much the scooter is. I figured out this is how much I make. This is how much I need to put away every week. And by this date, I was specific. This is when I'm going to buy that scooter. And you better believe I bought that $60 scooter with every penny of my money because I measured. I was specific. I knew what I wanted and why I wanted it. I wanted the cool purple scooter. It also has to be attainable. It has to be something that's possible. You can't just say well, for me, I wouldn't be anything's possible, right? But I don't want to say something that's just so outrageously unattainable for myself. So for each individual, that's different. You have to have the right attitude. You have to have the ability to do it, the skills. Maybe you might even need the finances to reach a certain goal. I want to build a house. Clearly, you need some finances for that. So that's how is it attainable? Are you $750 million in debt to where maybe it's not really attainable right now for you to purchase a house? I don't know. That's you. That's the A, S-M-A. R is realistic. Is it realistic to say, I want a new job by next week? Maybe, maybe not. If you're specific about when you want it and you're measuring it and it's attainable, it's possible it could be realistic. But if you're going to say, I want to be off my cholesterol medication by tomorrow, that's not very realistic, which is why the S, the M, and the A all need to come into place. So is it realistic? Do I have the right knowledge to get it? Do I have enough time? How much time do I need to get it? Can't be off your cholesterol medication by tomorrow or last week. And I'm not saying next week, but some people want it like instant gratification with some of these goals that you're setting. And that's what sets you up for failure. If you don't have SMART goals and you don't know what, stop it, Jim, you're totally going ahead of me. Yes, realistic and relevant is the R. T is time. Is it a timely goal? Time-based. I always say, by when? You would like to lose weight. You would like to be off your cholesterol medication. By when? You would like to get a new job, go back to school. When? When would you like to go back to school? Which then goes back to being specific, the who, what, when, where, and why. Is it a measurable goal? Can I go back to school in 6 months? Will I have the finances? Will I have the ability? Do I have the right attitude? All of those, the S, the M, the A, and the R, the T can go for a lot of different things. I just went with the ones that worked best with me and the people I work with. But yes, attainable, realistic, timely, reasonable. Yes. Is it reasonable and realistic? Same kind of thing. Like, is it a reasonable goal? Can you run a marathon without training by next week? Some people do. I know a lot of people that don't. I couldn't. I would have to set a specific time frame of how I was going to get it all and be prepared for it. So it's all about being prepared. It's all about setting up that GPS. It's all about knowing what you want, why you want it, and how you're going to get it. And is it realistic? And the realistic part of it is all up to you. It's what you believe you can do, not what Johnny down the street says. You'll never get that. You won't be able to do that. Don't believe them, because if in your mind you know that it's a specific goal, you know the who, what, when, where's, and why's, and how, you know that you have this all mapped out, you can do it. Make it a SMART goal, whatever it is, because some people just, by the 15th of January, their goals are out the window. And I know it's a new year. That's when everything's fresh, and that's when we start everything new. And that's why I worked with this community group, and I said, look, we're going to start a new year every 12 weeks. Because guess what? Everybody seems to be so fresh and ready to go at the beginning of the year, and then 3-4 months into it, they're done. And then by the end of the 12 months, they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't get anything done that I wanted to get done. So if you have some huge things you want to accomplish this year, be smart about your goals. Figure it out. Put that GPS on, map it out. And I'm going to tell you what, just like that GPS, and I always say this, if you hit a roadblock, or if a change of direction needs to happen, recalculate. Recalculate, just like the GPS does, because there's no one way to get there, and there really is no right or wrong way. As long as you know in your mind and in your heart that this is what you want to get done, you're going to get it done. So get the GPS, go back to the drawing board if you have to, rewrite out what the SMART goal is and how you're going to obtain it and how you're going to get there and the time that you need. Because sometimes it's not as realistic as we first put it out there as, but when we start moving towards it, we realize, oh, we may need a little more time. And then you recalculate and you say, in the first X amount of days, I'm going to do this. And then after that, I'll step another step towards it. But if you stop, you're never going to get anywhere closer to where you even said you were going to be at the beginning of the year. So yes, make them SMART goals. Go back to the drawing board if you have to. Recalculate, but get that GPS set so you have a direction, so you know which way am I supposed to go. If you don't know where you're going, you're never going to get there. Like if you get in your car and you're like, where are you going? I don't know. We're just going to go where the wind takes us. Sometimes that's fun, but sometimes it's not, especially if you have a goal and you really want to reach it and you really want to accomplish something. Because I know that you can do it. I know I've set myself some goals, some really big goals. We call them a BHAG. And I'm mapping it out. And I really believe it's going to go the way that I've measured it out. But if it shouldn't, at least I'm closer to where I was when I started. And I can always go back to the drawing board and recalculate things. So I want you to know that if your goals are not SMART, put them in there. Yes, the BHAG, Lauren, the huge BHAG. Sometimes I don't want to call it audacious for the A. I want to call it something else, but I'm going to keep it G-rated. So yes, a BHAG is a big, hairy, audacious goal. You can put a different letter in for A if you'd like to. Sometimes I want to, but you guys, you can accomplish anything when you map it out and you have like a means and a way, and like, this is how I'm going to do it, and nothing's going to stand in my way. So I want you guys to know that you can totally accomplish these things. And once it is mapped out, and I'm gonna tell you what, it, like when you write it on paper, it makes it so much more realistic, and you're like, I have to do this. I have to do it. And like, if it's specific enough, you can tell someone exactly what it is, and they'll be like, holy cow, I know exactly what you're doing. Not like, I want to learn how to tie my shoes. I want to learn how to tie my shoes so I can train for my marathon and I can come in third in my age group. Whatever it is, that is specific. Be specific about it, because then when you're specific about it, everything else, the A, the R, the M, the A, the R, the T, that all kind of comes into place. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about, hey, I did set some goals at the beginning of this year, but I'm not quite sure how to reach them. Sit down with a pen and a paper, write out the SMART, and figure out how that goal is going to be met and map it out with that GPS. Thanks, guys, for getting on. I always appreciate all the love that I get either during the video, after the video, messages, whatever it is. I just want you guys to know that you can flip and reach any goal that you put your mind to. Just make it a SMART goal, and you'll figure it out. Have a great day. I'll see you next time.